Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing, spectacular Propagandacast via host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero of defender of the fatherland. Offer you to a glorious 1v1 on Nexus in the west. It is expensive Rana, fighting for the Oberkommand West, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 1st Panzer Division featuring elite armored with the 221, emergency repairs, Panzer Commander, heat shells, and the Sturmtiger. West and east it is Gena, fighting here for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin, and the 1st Guards Tank Corps with Guard Motor featuring the T-3045, heavy mortars, Guards Rifle Infantry, vehicle crew repair training, and marked vehicle. We got a Kubelwagen filter start here for expensive runner versus double engineers penal tubers for Gena. That's up to a riveting start here. We shall of course see where this goes. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my page supporters, these champions, these heroes. Without them, this episode and so many others would not be possible. So do consider pledging on Patreon to join them or donate via PayPal. Links in the description. And comment, liking, share, subscribe, press the bell button. All this stuff there also helps you to keep the YouTube channel being shown to more people at a time. So that's also something nice you can do there. Engineers versus Sturmpioniere, Kubelwagen moving ahead here for expensive runner. Up north we got the Volks moving ahead here for expensive runner as well there. Kubelwagen racing ahead there for Deutschland, looking to move to assist with the engineers. Charging ahead there, firing the MD-34 in the back here against the engineers. At least I think there's an MD-34. Engineers being pushed back, making a rush there for that small building. I think that's the first time someone's used that building actually. Anyways, penal tubers arriving here for Gena. The Strafniki. We got the M3-1s arriving here to support him here. Sturmpionier popping out again. Kubelwagen there taking some light damage here from cell sources here from Gena. Back here we got the munitions point. Scout Corps almost done. Second full squad around here for expensive runner. We'll have to see if he goes for the scout car here or if he just feels like he's got enough with the Kubelwagen. Sturmpionier trying to charge to the penal tubers are ultimately though rebuffed and overwhelmed by the penal tubers. The SVT-40 semi-automatic rifles proving to be a bit more here than the assault rifles from the Sturmpionier, but already so low in health here. M3A1 out here, the light scout car or white scout car. Piece of American Lend-Lease equipment that was used a lot by the Third Army, particularly their advanced reconnaissance formations. They were looking to spot weaknesses in the German lines and break through. They would usually be paired up with universal carriers and Harley-Davidson motorcycles, amongst other things. They use a variety of motorcycles, not just Harley-Davidsons. Scout car rolling forwards here. Another fun fact is when they came to the scout car, this little 30 car on the back could actually be swiveled around there, and typically they'd swivel that one around to the front, at least close to the front line, so they have two machine guns effectively pointing forwards there as well. Little fun side note. 2-1 here for expensive runners. Are going fairly heavy on the light vehicles as well. Got the truck there. Probably going to be bad with headquarters, but expensive runner could surprise us all here. Mines down here. More penals was there for Gena. Looks like the penals were going to pop back into the scout car there. 2-1 halfway done there for expensive runner. Northern point being sandbagged down. Bit of quiet after the initial first few shots here. Scout car on the move once we're here for the Red Army. He's moving up. Even more fun fact, these motorcycles, they actually have entire formations of them, would actually have mortars attached to them like little trailers. I believe they're actually heavy mortars, so even more fun stuff there in terms of organisation. We got the folks of the Kubelwagen there as engineer scout coming up here to contest the German advance there. So far the map control is sort of roughly 50-50 split here, 2-1 on the way there. Bit of skirmishing there, scout coming back up with the Kubelwagen. That's a lot of motorized firepower there really, and the penals are definitely feeling the brunt of it. Kubelwagen providing cover from a safe distance while the 2-1 charges in here, as it is slightly more armoured, but not that armoured either, so expensive run of course has to be a bit careful, but at the same time done correctly. Can put a lot of pressure on it, and looks like he just pushes like a bit too far. He's almost lost the 2-1 here. The Fox pushing up, going for the engineer wipe here, but I think the 2-1 is at a high risk. You have to go going down. Expensive run up, pushes luck too far, and again I pretty much just like slapped him down. So quite the blow there. Didn't even get a wipe here, so that definitely did not work out for expensive run, and it's just like basically 220 man-pound, 15 fuel, almost down the drain. That is kind of expensive there, and definitely a rough development here for the Germans, but of course great for the Soviets. Third penals was scored out here. I imagine we're getting some guards from filling up here. Of course, some more tougher infantry to back up on these hardened, convicts. Almost hit the mine there, but narrowly avoided it. Still, the Kubelwagen is alive, so as opposed to that. And we got a mechanized written for expansion runner. He is definitely committed here to the vehicle concept here versus the Soviets. That set Sturmpanzer plus dealing a lot of damage to the scout car. In fact, Sturmpaniers are interesting enough, very good at countering scout cars. You can particularly get 2 of them, though most players do not. On a single one, they can't quite take them out, unless, of course, as you notice in the building, but they're actually like fairly half decent. Builds on the Sturmpanier, not the best attack if again. I mean, he's obviously being very aggressive there, but he's also, I think, taking a lot of needless damage here in the hopes of maybe pushing out the Sturmpanier fast. Holy shit, that seems pretty ballsy. There you go, self-charge off here. Gonna try and catch him there. He pops out of there. Building collapses as the sheer explosive force there blows away the foundations. That could have been really bad if expensive run if we'd like, been not paying attention or was a bit too slow to react. Push back in the south though. North side claimed here by the Red Army as the fighting in the south there exploded into a minor crescendo. Scout car being fixed up. 1 kill, close to 2 mechanized recommended done. We'll go for the looks, we'll go for the Puma. We shall have to see. We got an MD-34 there. Sturmpanier definitely needs some healing there as they have taken a hell of a beating. MD-34 there, halfway done. Don't worry, Friedrich, you don't need that many teeth anyways to eat your food. Are you sure? Yeah, I used to be a dentist before I got kicked out. For what? Oh, they say unethical practices. I say pish posh. Scout car there moving ahead. So what will we go for there? Very quiet here, but again, Gena and the Red Army so far has excellent map control against the expensive runner. There we go, Guardsman out here immediately adding the DP light machine guns. Kuba in there, taking some nasty damage from the News and the Scout car. In the center we've got the Pumas with going points here and there. Looking up there, engaging the Pumas troops there, firing away there with some well-placed assault of fire, plus Kar-98K fire. The piece almost done. We can sneak northwards. Pushing towards him, there we go. Do get a Puma here for the expansion run. He definitely likes those. Nothing wrong with that. And there we go. Grenade right into mid-step expansion runner's troops. Dodges it narrowly. Charging the Guardsman here. Leveling a lot of firepower there. Scout car getting ready in the process. Very good there for Gena. He's definitely narrowly holding on to the field point in the south there. And the north though is also making progress here. We can see that march going on the carve point there. Gena and the Red Army looking to disrupt T expensive runner's resource flow. Also very good idea there. MD-34 sitting up to try and make the southern field point a bit more defensible against socialist assaults. Worth noting though, Gena has yet to take up here. Might be he's planning to move straight from the mechanized on the company, but that does in theory mean the Scout car has a good chance of taking out the Scout car. The Puma has a good chance. The Puma has a good chance of taking out the Scout car, though. Of course, on the other hand, there's not going to be a lot of targets for it to deal with otherwise. Though, I mean, if Gena, of course, is aware of what the expensive one is doing, I mean, this could arguably be said to be sort of a counter move, just not bombing with light tanks, which obviously has its risks, but at the same time, very much means the Puma's going to have a little less to do. Another full secondary squad there for expensive runner. North their point being seized. Backed by Gena and the Red Army. There we go. Another full secondary squad already here for expensive runner, putting up to 5 infantry squads. Got the mines down here for Gena. And we got a second guard squad out here for Gena. That is a lot of fairly tough infantry there. 3 penal squads and of course 2 guardsmen. And you can soon equip those with some more DP light machine guns. Which model of DP light machine, I don't know, could be the DP, I think 27 or the DPM, which was a more modernized version. Scout car sitting out there. Guardsman southwards. Kuban straight to the mine there. Survives that somehow, but not for long. I wait. We got the Puma rushing in, but that's not going to have to save the Kubelwagen. That won't be enough. Again, a mercilessly moves in. But no, the Puma managed to disrupt the formation. But even that, I think, is not enough to save the Kubelwagen. There we go. Even with that heroic effort from the Puma, the crew desperately trying to save the stricken Kubelwagen, it's just not enough. Meanwhile, got a small defense position around the centre here from Expense Runner, making it a bit tough here for Gena to push through. In the south, again, looked to manoeuvre here. Expense Runner southern position. That said, he could have perhaps been a bit more aggressive here, but that is a minor complaint. In the centre, though, there, troops swarming Gena's forces here, not ready for a German presence that significant with that many assault rifles. Gena scatters and quickly hurls away. Moving it towards northwards, they hit the calf point, disrupt their Gena's fuel income again. Still no sign of tech here from Gena, but at this stage it is very clear he's going to go for the mechanized armor company and try to rush out some medium armor as fast as possible. There's the Puma, probably the T-3035, as the Puma does not perform too well against that one. South MG-34 being flanked here. Gena strikes here for the Red Army. Another MG-34 for Expense Runner, no sign of tech here, but he's definitely going fairly heavy on, like, you know, the base elements there. Nothing wrong in that, by the way. Just not super common in some ways. But full is going to be this, 2 MG-34s and a Puma. That is quite the force composition here. Gena, though, has still yet to take up. Needs to take heavy damage from the full scum deep. We got more sandbags here. Expense Runner, they definitely looking to make the terrain more in his favour, more defensible against Gena and the First Guards Tank Corps' vicious and rapid attacks. Well, they could be a bit more rapid, I suppose, but Gena definitely needs to start taking up. They need to at least prepare for it. He could also consider heavy mortar, since the more Expense Runner, of course, digs in, the more of a target he does become for a heavy mortar. Machine setting up here and there to at least lock down most of the centre against any advances here from Gena. Trotting the way the Expense Runner as well. He's going to be taking up, at least in a sense, faster than Gena, that's for sure. Though even like Gena's slow, he could probably still get away with the tank faster than the Expense Runner at this rate. Guard pushing through, Higgs breaking through the lines. Puma there taking hits from the anti-tank rifles, punching several large holes. Up north there, second force wing in there. Garsman backed up by the scout car. And there's not much of a defensive Expense Runner. The machine guns are basically in the centre, and the rest of those forces are basically either at the centre as well, or back at base. So a bit of an extended line here for Expense Runner, which Gena is definitely looking to pierce. Machine gun there in a pretty rough situation here. Finally got some tech here for Gena. Note having both engineers speeds up the production or the construction of it, so thumbs up there. Puma taking him down from the guardsman. Puma was almost wiped out. Really close taking out the Puma there, but falls a bit short here of the full destructive Monty. North there, fuel point cut off once more for Expense Runner. I mean, Gena is definitely looking favoured in the tank race, to put it very gently. If Gena's a finely tuned race car, then Expense Runner's a guy on an old donkey at the moment. You can do it, Mr. Chewie. You can do it. So, tag down there. These parts of it, and then moving on to the mechanized armor company. Again, fuel-wise, he's easily going to be able to push out the T-35 as soon as it's done, and that's going to then leave Expense Runner to have to deal with the T-35 using a Puma. Wow, you have a use for these scum? Even the Germans heard that one. Hey Jürgen, did you hear that? Yeah, I think they're asking for the Osttroppen.
Armor car ready for action. Reconnaissance vehicle ready.
So mechanized armor company ready. Of course, it does have the heat shells on the Puma, which will provide a bit of extra punch over the T-35s, but I think there are limits to what the Puma can achieve. Meanwhile, he's laying down mines. I think that's a really good idea. That's going to play a crucial role in slowing down at least parts of these armored assaults that are going to hit him soon. He's also switched towards the south again, like, you know, in this regard, not just getting focused on like one part of the map. Like, you know, he's easily willing to move for either fuel point as long as he gets a fuel point. Again, further worth noting, more sandbags here, more defensive position for Expense Runner. He's really preparing ahead of time here. Very good play there. Thumbs up to Expense Runner. Mechanized armor company ready, and those T-35s are raring to be called in. More mines. Again, he is really looking ready. He's definitely expecting like the main thrust to be in the south here with all the mines there. Lots of mines. I mean, obviously it's going to be great versus the infantry as well, but again, in case of an armoured assault there, it definitely gives his Puma like Kevin a better chance of finding like bait the tanks into that and then just shoot them down as they try to escape poorly. He's really also exploiting here that Gena's being pretty passive about this. Obviously, Gena's just waiting for the tanks, but like, he's got options. He could like launch a flank through the south here. He could like try up north. Of course, the Scrap Hunter Corps is blocking that, so that's not as great now. But you know, he could still consider it. Mind you, if I'm getting me got a demo charge up. There's both sides looking like to fortify, except like Expansion Runner definitely holds more of the map at the moment. And he's also, I think, putting in a bit more effort to like actually prepare for an attack. Pumas was caught here by Expansion Runner's defenses, quickly launching a local counter-attack here to flash them out. T-35 is almost ready, and this of course is where things get spicy. Oh, spicy and spicy, you know. Large tank incoming. That's less a matter of spice and just like a large block of meat. Guards there being caught up in the centre here, trying to push forward, but the MD-34, the Fultons have proved to be a formidable force here. But the T-35 has arrived here. Engaging here mercilessly Expansion Runner's forces with its 85mm gun. Pulling hammer here, Puma shoots, bounces off the T-35's armour. Second shot whiffs. No heat shells yet. Expansion Runner is not quite willing to throw such costly rounds yet here, unless he's more certain they're going to actually like do some damage and maybe finish off the light tank. North here and east here, the little attempt to raid here is met by the 30mm flank of the Scrap Hunter Corps, and they are devastating prepared. Oh, grenade! Satchel charge actually wipes out Expansion on the Sturmpioneer. That's painful, but a great kill there again, and that's going to force Expansion to replace them. I mean, he could theoretically ignore them since he does have the Mechanized Regiment, but even then, they do offer him a lot of utility. And his squad there narrowly avoids destruction, but that one did not. In fact, got hammered with the incendiary piercing rounds right in the back. Excellent. In the south here, also dispatching troops here to flank around there, again hitting the underbelly of Expansion Runner and the 1st Panzer Division here. 3rd Company. T-5 taking some light damage here. Puma goes for it again. Taking us hit it from the 85mm gun of the T-35. Puma gets a shot through there. Again, getting ever closer to another T-35, but as Expansion Runner can finally go for a Panther 4 here, of course, versus all these Yak Panzers. He could theoretically be tempted to go for the Yak Panzer, or I suppose he could try and stall for the Panther. But I think the Panther 4 would be, or Yak Panther would be more optimal. Strafniki moving ahead there, claiming the southern field point. Lots of mines here, good lord. He didn't mind like the point where his opponent mined that went off there. That's pretty sneaky. Since most players never anticipate that, you know, they mine the spot where they mined before. That's some real psychology there. The psychology involved landmines. I don't think quite Sigmund Freud had that in mind. Your mother and landmines. What? Nothing. Panther halfway done there. And you fit right here by the Pumas from the Guardsmen. Shoots there, pushes forward to the Strafniki. Will they be tempted for a satchel charge here? No, they just quickly retreat here. Gena hasn't that much reason to keep fighting that one. T-35 they're fixed up once more. Close to another one. I still feel like he'd benefit a lot from a heavy multi versus Expansion Run. I think that would have done a lot here, in particular to make it harder for Expansion Run, just like, you know, casually digging across half the map here. Puma shoots, bounce off the T-35. Second shot that goes through. Of course, the guns, we got a Katyusha rocket launch. I mean, that's not a bad idea either, some rocket artillery. Panzer was arrived here, the Expansion Runner, Germany, Deutschland, adding the Panzer Kommandant. Guards and something lost, and they drop the DP light machine gun there. That's it. Fortunately for him, with all the Volksgun is upgraded, none of them can actually pick it up. We got heat shells here from the Panther 4. Will the Puma also pop them? Can't. We got Mark Target here still, the T-35 second half damage here, Expansion Runner and Deutschland pushing through the Panther 4. Somebody's just shooting at the scout car around the T-35. That must be a mistake. That's also going to be frustrating here for Expansion Runner. Puma charges through here. Got popped the heat shells as well there, Panther. Oh dear. That did not work up to where the fixed punch. The Puma misses at point blank range. My god. Katyusha out here. That was a rather tragic loss. I mean, he might get the Pumas, he would definitely help compensate for the loss there. Also means that Gena is starting to run a bit. I mean, infantry's also lost all of his engineers. I'm guessing he's relying on this for the repairs. He's going to have to go for the Sturmpioneer escort because this Panther 4 is definitely looking rather dinged up. He's going for more Sturmpioneer. Could also then grab the DP light machine gun. I feel like this could get punished for the second charge, and I think Expense want to realise this retreats the machine crew before they get blown to bits. Well, Archer still got blown to bits. It was also always a bit slow. Guardsman in the Scout car, Gena's going to need, some replacements. He did suffer rather heavily there in the end. Fresh Sturmpioneer group here for Expense Runner. Do some bit of self-repair on the Panther 4. Got the Punions there with the DP light machine gun. Scout running through the bumpy landscape. We got 250 centimeters of 440 feet. Gena can soon go for another T-35 plane. There you go, Panther rolling through, not waiting to get fully repaired. The Expense Runner strikes for Deutschland. But is quickly met with the guards from then heavy cover. Slowing down the Expense Runner's otherwise very enthusiastic assault. Guardsman falling back here. Gena's not going to try and clash out more. Up north, they could try and sneak in some forces of Rash there as long as you get some minesweepers going there. Very close to that T-35 number 2. We got the first one repaired up here for Gena and the Red Army. Start car falling back here. Very close to the east level on that one. Quite impressed with he's meant to keep it alive for so long and get it up to that 3 almost. Guardsman on the 5 from the Panther rolling forward to see it for Deutschland. There you go. Crashing their car down fence will crash the gun. There you go. T-35 ready. We got marked target. He can try and button it, I suppose. Maybe not. Panther 4, they're heavily damaged there by Gena. T-35 less so. Coh2 firing down here, causing heavy damage there to Expense Runner southern position. Machine crew utterly obliterated. The remains strewn all over the place. That said, without anything to follow up with, may not mess. Oh, there we go. Oh, never mind. T-35, they're still fairly well off. And again, Gena very close to that T-35 behind the Scout car rushing forwards. Looking to support the gap here in the Expense Runner's southern flank, but again, the minefield here pretty much means like any direct pursuit will be met with explosive resistance. North side, though, could still do with some fresh attention there. Panther 4 need repairs. And we go, Gena with another T-34-85, a medium tank. And you fit from towards the center. Shifting towards the center here, we got 220 versus 430 feet. Small assault here. Again, a mortar would be, I think, a fairly effective addition here for Gena. This clearly relying on the Katusha now. T-35 almost done. Will Expense Runner go for another Panther 4? Would actually consider Jagdpanzer. Outway the second T-34-85 has arrived. He also finally got forces heading north at sea. Very good. Thumbs up. Ooh. Well, there we go. We got a Jagdpanzer for Expense Runner. Not just a Puma, but a Jagdpanzer. Wunderbar. Northern point being seized here. Fresh sandbags being laid down. T-35 there around the front, and then go barge around the center victory point. First shot that goes off the mark here. Panther in there bravely. They go straight to the T-35. Their shot penetrate, punch it through the armor with ease. Mark targeting the Panther 4 here. I'm guessing he's doing it mostly just like keep the Panther 4 away for some time because Expense Runner's very likely to not engage him while it's still active. And there, Goldman's got machine gun here with the Katusha barrage again and wipes the crew once more. Will he pull up on this, or will Expense Runner just be allowed to grab the machine gun? There we go, he is exactly like that. Scout car that's taking heavy damage. This is easily by the way, but yeah, almost got knocked out there. Pushing north with the 2 T-35 backed up by the Punions from the guard squad. The glorious Red Army Assault. Jagdpanzer does arrive here for Expansion Runner, or the Jagdpanzer 4-7TV, standing for Wohlmark. That because there's also a version by Alkit, which was apparently an intermediary solution, as they're still retooling them the production lines. So they sort of kind of make this mix between a Panzer IV and a Jagdpanzer IV. In a sense, it's much more bulky, but still like, you know, like the turret. Sending up with that one. T-4 from the fire here. Fucking provided by the T-35s. Good shot from the Panzer IV popping heat shells. The Jagdpanzer's not allowed them yet, at least. Got them to problem there. Panzer IV almost half health, but the T-35 there is also at half health. Rather vicious arm engagement here. Jagdpanzer pushing forward. Shoots, gets shot here through the T-35's frontal armor with ease. It's high velocity in front of the gun. Well, able to penetrate most armor, really. Whoops, sorry about that. So Jagdpanzer there, got some damage in, but is forced to fall back here. Now, there are actually a total of 3 versions of the Jagdpanzer IV. There's the initial one, which is actually known as the Jagdpanzer IV, which was just equipped with the same gun as the Panzer IV and the Stug. More or less, and was effectively just like, you know, a Stug IV with an ND42 in the hull. In fact, it technically had 2 of them. And there's the upgrade version, which is known as the Panda 4-70V, and there's the other one based off Alkit as well. But heavy damage here for Expense Run, lost to the Kednev crew there. Can Gena get his hands on him, but he's destroyed. And H-5 here for Gena, probably responsive to the Jagdpanzer, wanting a tank destroyer of his own to counter the German one. Comes to being bounded by the Panther 4. We got 9 kills on it, actually 2 in the south here. Katusha barrage around the center of bombarding here. Further south, the point being grabbed back as Expense Run dispatches forces southwards to clear that out. We got 182 as a 434. Gena continues to control the field here. Jagdpanzer and Panther 4, they're both in need of repairs rather intensely. So there you go, Jagdpanzer are good to go once more. Here's 5 tanks right here for Gena. Folks have been battered by the T-35. Got the Raketmev out here to help deal with Soviet armor. And that T-35 is halfway more or less to veteranly free. Jagdpanzer gets a great shot off there, punches straight through the T-35's armor. Close to veterans on that one. North, the MG-34 Sturmkini moving in. Now the MG squad here for Gena to help repair stuff. Jagdpanzer pen moving towards the centre here. Meanwhile, again, major move here towards the north for Expense Runner, even as he moved towards the centre in the south here. Pretty aggressive in some ways, and certainly leaves himself open to like a more aggressive counterattack for Gena, but Gena so far does not quite seem to have the nerve or the interest in launching a large-scale counterattack here. So that works out for Expense Runner. But I think if you were fully aware of how Expense Runner's currently positioned, you could easily like either swing through the south here or swing through the north, or even the centre. Like there's plenty of options. He just needs to swing. He just needs to like swing hard at one. Panther 4 there, more or less good to go. Jagdpanzer hold back once more for some light repairs. Each father being forced with this 85mm gun, same as used in the T-35. Guardsmen replace some of the lost EP light machine guns. And there, just catching. Oh, pretty painful for Expense Runner, though could have actually be worse there, but that could have easily been a lot worse. Still, taking some nice losses from the Katusha, we got 13 kills on it, 14 kills actually. Expense Runner looks like slow going offensive here. Machine gun wiped again. That Katusha's really doing a great job just wiping machine gun crews. T-35 on the move again here for Gena. I mean, he technically has a larger force here than Expense Runner, but he's just not leveraging it very well. Again, he's just playing so passively here, which definitely indicates that Expense Runner's tactics are having a fair effect here versus Gena in favor of Expense Runner. because again, he's got like 2 tanks, tank destroyers, rocket launcher, plenty of elite infantry, and like, you know, scout cutter, motorized more, but he's still like just attacking like, you know, Expensive Runner has so much more. Yak Panzer lands great here, punches straight through the Issue-5 frontal armor. Issue-5 gets a good shot for in return here. Yak Panzer, he's popping heat shells here. He really wants like that shot there to finish off. Gets the Issue-5, great kill, but the Yak Panzer narrowly survives the shot both from the Issue-5 and the T-35 there. Really close call there. Yak Panzer gets another hit here. T-35 there almost goes in, but decides not to. Yak Panzer super close to 82. Probably should consider like some repair pioneers, but needs to definitely fix up the Yak Panzer soon. He could also go for a Panzer IV more, or a Panther soon. But again, Gena he's just been slowly picked up. He has picked off, not picked up. He's definitely seemingly lost his nerve a bit here. And again, this is very much in favour of Expensive Runner, who's now slowly closing in the gap between the two by just slowly conducting a defeat in detail, just picking off Gena's forces here and there, and slowly building up to like overall have the upper hand. But now Gena he's charging forwards with the T-55s, narrowly avoiding crashing into the minefield. Narrowly. Whew. And it was noting he doesn't have any minesweepers. He's got easily the missions, but for some reason he hasn't upgraded minesweepers there. That's definitely a bit of an oversight. Panther goes for it there, no heat shield because there's munitions straight to the 2 Panther 4s, or T-55s I mean. Got a third one on the way. Again, has had enough. No more tank destroyers. Yak Panzer meanwhile is good to go here. Do get the repair pioneers for Expensive Runner, Katyusha firing away. Bombarding the Kednev position there. 160 versus 375. Yak Panzer on the move. Panther 4 need repairs. In the south here, larger platoon scale assault here from Expensive Runner. Yak Panzer charging here. Eventually 2 gains Schützen. Even popping the heat shells here. Pretty risky attack for Expensive Runner. Expensive Runner seems to clearly realise he needs to like get a bit more aggressive nonetheless. He is the aggressor at the moment. Halfway to Vetsny free. Need to fix it up again. No got another Panther 4 there for Expensive Runner. Grab the southern fuel point. Norman secured. MD-34 holding up here. Gas from the moving in. Tanks in a poor condition. He's got a third one arriving here. A total of 3 T-35s. That's going to be quite the challenge here for Expensive Runner if used aggressively enough here by Gena and wisely enough. MD-34 the rest of the Ace Guardsman. There we go. Almost got it. Wipes it. Can he grab it? That'd be pretty good here for Gena. Yak Panzer being repaired with self-repairs. Panther 4 setting out once more close to Vetri on that one. Up north, even winging the T-35 to assist. And there we go. Got the MD-34 here. In the south there, Expensive Runner digging in with lots of sandbags. He's got 156 versus Gena's 370. But definitely rare to see Yak Panzer being used this much, if at all. So that's nice to see. If they get to 50, of course, that'd be pretty good there for Expensive Runner. An increased mobility rate of 5 is obviously very good. Panther shoot gets a good shot there. Close to 17 feet on that Panzer 4. Yak Panzer move here. Got some Coh2. And there he goes. Suppressed. Yak Panzer shoots. Misses the T-35 there. Mark targeting the Panther 4 pulling ahead here. Good shot there. Almost got one T-35 there. Panther 4 taking him down. He's got Mark vehicle there. Might want to pop heat shield something there. Go one T-35 there. Second Panther 4 moving in. Panther 4 survived all the shots. He's actually taking no damage from the game. Go virtually free. Yak Panzer also close virtually free. Very closely. Other Panther 4 moving in. Virtually free then. Heat shells on there. First Panther 4. There you go. T-35 down. That's 2 T-35s down here for Gena. 2 virtually free armor pieces here from Expensive Runner, including a virtually free Yak Panzer. That is pretty dangerous stuff here for Gena and the Red Army. Fixing up the T-35 there, Panther engineers.
The enemy has taken our supply sector.
Though he's so far not focused on the center victory point. Close to getting a wipe there, but not quite. But now just one tank, the rocket launcher, scout cast after a bit rough there again. I mean, he still has plenty of infantry with 2 Panther 4s out. They could quickly do a lot of damage to the infantry if they don't have sufficient support here. And the 2 of the squads are guardsmen versus 2 Panther 4s that may not quite get them as far as they'd like to. Popping some self-repairs there. More Sturm Punic for Expensive Runner, lost one. Yak Panzer moving towards 34, which gives it a higher rate of fire, which is obviously pretty good. We got 133 versus 366. Lots of small attack southwards. Panzer IV doing some self-repairs as they wait the Sturmpioniere. 129 is a 366. Mines down. Got the Penal Troop MU-34 fortifying in the north side. We got a smaller infantry attack going in there. And he's still presenting most of his force towards the south centre. I'm surprised not trying to make a move with that, but it's clearly could say something might happen to him there. Northeast strength to the MU-34. That's it. With the Penal Troopers focusing on their focus on these, while the MD-34 focusing on the focus behind heavy cover, the other squad still there. He's actually able to push it back, grab the northern victory point, grab the centre one as well here. Now we got something going for expensive runners more. Gena is gonna, I think, have to be forced to do something soon here. Doing some quick self-repairs on the Jagdpanzer. I think it's a bit close to the front line, to be honest. They're definitely not what I'd recommend you start repairing the Jagdpanzer, if I have to be honest. Big push towards the centre here, straight into the MU-34. And the Panzer IV. Panzer IV engaging the Penal with the full swing up. Jagdpanzer there is almost ready to go. There we go. T-34 that Penal was almost swapped up. Dropping in and taking up there, go fully wiped. T-34 taking him down for both the Panzer IV and the Jagdpanzer. And Panzer IV there has gained 82. Panzer fast off. That is pretty much a death sentence in front of the near ace Panzer IV and the Jagdpanzer IV. You know the Panzer IV goes down. The Jagdpanzer will easily finish it off here. And there you go. Almost got the T-34, the main gun up. Penal Troopers guards were being slaughtered in the centre of the map here. Gena is, I think, very much in some deep water. And there you go, T-35 there, abandoned. Scout car still around, but he just isn't doing much with it. Jagdpanzer hits a mine. They're so close to 24. Panzer IV moving ahead here. That T-35 crew is definitely finished off. And we got another one, but I think at this point, Gena is in some deep water. And there you go, GG, game over. A loss here for the Red Army, a victory for Deutschland. His forces shattered and expensive run, I think, stands more or less triumphant. The chances of Gena here, I think, making a comeback at this point are fairly slim. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.